Hello and welcome back to Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. I'm your host, Jamanys. During the spring of 1165, Emperor Bartimus II engages an Aserai army being led by Lady Sora. Now, let's see how this develops. I took the best troops I had out of Ortysia, so I think I'm going to win, despite the enemy outnumbering me. They have a lot of cavalry, and a lot of infantry, but not many archers.
Follow me!
I think by utilizing my archers I can win the battle. I just need to draw them toward my spawn position over here. They do appear to be coming closer.
Archers, forward! Cavalry, move! Mounted archer, attack! Riders, forward! Forward! Move! Horsemen, move! Cavalry, move! Cavalry, charge! Move, attack! Everyone, move!
Everyone hold back.
Archers, forward! Riders, move! Archers, charge! Cavalry, follow me! Archers, forward! Bowman, forward! Move, follow me! Bowman, move! Arrows, move!
I can start shooting the enemy, and that will weaken them. don't have many archers, as you can see.
Cavalry! Move! Horsemen! Forward! Cavalry forward! Everyone! Kill them all! Cavalry forward! Attack!
They have a very weak army.
Attack on my flank! Cavalry! After me! Archers, move! So follow me! Archers, move! Rider, move! Everyone, charge!
We seem to be lagging just a little bit, so I'm actually going to turn off the recorder and come back to you a bit later. See you then. And Emperor Bartimus II is victorious over the Aserai. Fortunately, no one of note died. You're my prisoner, as are you. I'll take all these. I'll upgrade those later. Anyway, I'll cut away here. Well, I've been doing some more research in the archives, and apparently during the autumn of 1165, Emperor Bartimus II has made peace with all of his enemies. The Aserai and the Khuzait have made peace. Unfortunately for the Emperor, his certain members of his family died in some small skirmishes before the war ended with the Khuzait. His brother, Temeon, and his youngest son, Amnon, die in battle. Amnon here. And Temeon here. This has left Emperor Bartimus II without an heir. In addition, the war has cost him the life of, well, his wife Zoana. An unfortunate thing for the Emperor. The only male heir to Emperor Bartimus is his brother Jamanys right here, although he does have a few cousins Jamanys would be considered next in line to the throne. Additionally, Garatops, the Emperor's cousin, has come of age. Although still saddened by the deaths of his kin, the Emperor holds a tournament in Onira to celebrate the end of the war. And the final round. He was a worthy opponent. Anyway, I'm going to cut away here and come back a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. By the autumn of 1169, many wars are fought between the Calradic Empire and the barbarian nations. The Empire succeeds in recapturing the towns of Saniopa, Rote, and Rote. In the east, however, many of the Empire's castles have been captured by the Khuzait. With only Seronia, Jagoris, Melion, and Geos castle remaining in the east. The castle of Melion is often changing hands. However, during this time, Emperor Bartimus II has become rather reclusive, spending most of his time at Garantor Castle, with occasional visits to Ortysia. Imperial scholars speculate that the Emperor's reclusive nature during these years is the result of several deaths in the imperial family. In particular, the deaths of the Emperor's wife and children. After several years of reclusiveness and mourning, the Emperor leaves Garantor Castle and announces his intention to remarry. He also decrees that until his future wife provides him with a male heir, his youngest and last remaining brother, Jamanys, shall be his heir should he die without a son. Jamanys himself at this time had only just come of age. Additionally, during the years the Emperor was in mourning, the Emperor's elder sister, Rosazia, dies of old age. Also, Bartimus's cousin, Erenikos, gains a new son named Morinon, named after one of the Emperor's deceased brothers. Now, where is Erenikos? I have two of them. This is the elder one. It was the younger one who gained the son Morinon here. I cannot seem to find the younger Erenikos. Ah, there he is, right here. Finally, several of the Emperor's cousins come of age during this time. The cousins in question are Laria, who is right here, Akthon, who is here, Randana, here, and Velanor, who is here. Anyway, enough talk. The Emperor will now celebrate his pronouncement with a tournament at Jamanys. Let's go to the arena and join the tournament. I decided to do a bit of a time skip here. I fought a few battles off screen, but they were meaningless engagements. I outnumbered the enemy and I auto-resolved. I think I'm going to end this series soon. I hope you've all enjoyed it so far. And with that, Emperor Bartimus wins the tournament at Jamanys. In any event, I have some more documents to look over, so I shall see you a bit later. See you then. Ah, welcome back, my friend. By the summer of 1170, the Calradic Empire has pushed the Khuzait back somewhat by taking Saniopa and Lycaron. The assistance of the Sturgians against the Khuzait has greatly helped during this particular war. Unfortunately, by the summer of 1170, a few members of the Vesuvian clan have died. The members in question are the Emperor's chosen heir, Jamanys, who died in a small skirmish, and the Emperor's mother-in-law, Lysica, who died in a different skirmish altogether. The loss of his heir has prompted Emperor Bartimus II to pursue marriage more quickly. He had gone through several candidates, but he has found one he likes in Saronia. The woman the Emperor is looking for is Ithacala, of the Komnos clan. Your Highness, allow me to introduce myself.
Please, go on.
I am Ithacala, of the House of Komnos. Our family has served the Empire for generations. You have my allegiance.
There's something I would like to discuss with you.
You've piqued my interest. What do you have to say?
My lady, I wish to profess myself as your most ardent admirer.
Yes, we are considering offers. These things are not to be rushed into.
I wish to offer you my hand in marriage.
I think you would need to rise considerably in the world before I could consider such a thing. We meet from time to time, as is the custom, to see if we are right for each other. I hope to see you again soon.
Well, I will admit my family has lost much of what it had gained during the reign of my father, but I shall see you again, my lady. Now, if I were to fight in the tournament, Ithacala will go to another tournament, I think, somewhere else. So I'm not going to fight until we are married. I'll gather a few trade items. Could always use a warhorse. I'll just wait here for a day or so and then talk to her again. I'll cut away here and come back in a moment. My game seems to be lagging a bit. Okay, it's been a day later and I've found Ithacala.
Your Highness, such a delight to see you.
I'm so glad we had this chance to spend some time together.
Yes, it's good to have a chance to get to know each other. You are, I hear, a man of the world, as they say. Tell me about your journeys.
I feel lucky to live in a time where a valiant warrior can make a name for himself.
Yes, you might be correct. Between your followers, your rivals, and your enemies, you must have met a lot of interesting people.
I'm just honoured to have fought alongside comrades who thought nothing of shedding their blood to keep me alive.
Yes, you're correct. Some people say you will go far. Suppose you were to rise to a position of power. What would you do?
Well, my lady, I feel that I've already reached a position of power, but I'll make sure that those who stuck their necks out for me, who sweated and bled for me, get their just due.
I see. Well, it seems we have a fair amount in common. Perhaps we can talk more when we meet again.
Indeed I shall. Anyway, I'll wait one more day and come back to you again. See you then. Okay, it's been one day later. Now I'll talk to Ithakala.
Your Highness, such a delight to see you. So, what is it?
Perhaps we should discuss the future together.
Yes, well, I've been thinking about that. I need a partner whom I can trust.
Those who are loyal to me, I am loyal to them. Oh my.
I think this will be difficult. Perhaps we are not meant for each other.
I shall win you the riches you deserve or die in the attempt. The Emperor approaches his cousin Laria. Although Laria is his cousin, she is not actually related to him through blood. There's something I'd like to discuss. Laria, I wish to profess myself as your most ardent admirer.
Yes, we are considering offers. These things are not to be rushed into.
I wish to offer my hand in marriage.
Yes, well, I suppose I can consider your offer. We meet from time to time, as is the custom, to see if we are right for each other. I hope to see you again soon. Your Highness. What is it?
I'm glad we had this chance to spend some time together.
Yes, it's good to have a chance to get to know each other. They say you've travelled quite widely. Tell me a bit about your journeys.
I feel lucky to live in a time when a valiant warrior can make a name for himself.
I see. Between your followers, your rivals, and the enemies, you must have met a lot of interesting people.
I'm just honoured to have fought alongside comrades who thought nothing about shedding their blood to keep me alive.
I see. Some people say you will go far. Suppose you were to rise to a position of power. What would you do?
Make sure those who stuck their necks out for me get their just due.
Perhaps you and I have different priorities. In the end, I don't think we have much in common, cousin.
Perhaps I need to stop choosing that one. Anyway, I'll find someone else and get back to you in a bit. After having very poor luck finding a wife, Bartimus talks to Selun.
Your Highness, I offer you my loyalty.
Please go on.
I, Selun, a chieftain of the Khuzait.
Let's talk. My lady, I wish to profess myself as your most ardent admirer. Yes, we're considering offers. Perhaps you and I could... Well, these things are not... We are considering offers. You may certainly add your name to the list. We'll meet from time to time as is the custom. I'm so glad we've had this chance to spend some time together. Yes, it's good to have a chance to get to know each other. Between your followers, your rivals and your enemies, you must have met many interesting people. I'm just honoured to have fought alongside comrades who thought nothing of shedding their blood to keep me alive. I see. Some people say you'll go far. Suppose you were to rise to a position of power. What would you do? I'll make sure those who stuck their necks out for me, who sweated in blood, get their just due. You may be correct. Well, it seems we have a fair amount in common. Perhaps we can talk more when we meet again. I'll just mark her down to make sure I don't lose her. Anyway, I'll cut away here and come back a bit later. See you then. Emperor Bartimus had to travel across the realm to pursue Selun, who he eventually found in Jamanys, watching another tournament. Your Highness, I'm yours to command. So, what is it? Perhaps we should discuss a future together. Well, yes, I've been thinking about that. I need a partner whom I can trust. Whatever oath I give to you, you may be sure that I will always keep it. I'm happy to hear that. I think you should try to win my family's approval. I can only hope that if they come to know my loyalty, they will accept me. I'm happy to hear that. Yes, I think I would be honoured to accept your proposal. Attilon, as head of our family, needs to give his blessing. There are usually financial arrangements to be made. Very good, my lady. I shall seek him out. Anyway, I'll cut away here and come back a bit later. See you then. As luck would have it, Attilon happened to be in Jamanys. Your Highness, I await your orders. So, what is it? I wish to discuss the final terms of my marriage with Selun. Very well, then. To marry Bartimus II. I'll offer you 1 million as the bride price. Splendid. Let's conduct the ceremony then. And so it is that the Emperor marries Selun during the summer of 1170. In any event, I have more documents to look over, but before that, the Emperor joins the tournament at Jamanys to celebrate his union. and the Emperor is victorious in the tournament. Now, I have other documents to look over, so I shall see you later, my friend. Okay, I'm back. Unfortunately, my saved games for the beta version of Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord are no longer working. However, for the duration of the video, I will provide you with a conclusive ending to the Vesuvian Dynasty story. Enjoy. Ah, there you are, my friend. I have to say, during the final years of the Calradic Empire, there was a sharp drop in record keeping. Luckily, I've been able to cobble together an ending for my thesis. It would seem that Emperor Bartimus II died from a Khuzait arrow during the spring of 1183. Prior to this event, the Empire had lost all of its territory in the east to the Khuzait, as well as most of the territory they had recaptured in the west. When Bartimus II fell in battle, the Empire only controlled Ortysia, Zionica, Poros, and Garantor Castle. Most of the Empire's vassals had abandoned the Emperor by this point, choosing instead to serve rulers with better prospects. With the Emperor's passing, a new ruler had to be chosen for the crumbling Empire. Many names were put forward. The logical choice would have been one of the Emperor's children by his new wife Selun. However, Selun's eldest child was only 12 years old at this point and considered too young to rule. Some nobles voiced their support for the Emperor's cousin, Arenikos, the eldest surviving grandson of Empress Alia. However, more nobles were in favour of the Emperor's sisters. Assuming the throne, Bartimus's sisters were fine warriors in their own right, and had experience both in governance and leading soldiers to war. In the end, a compromise was made. Empress Selun, on behalf of her children, agreed to a regency wherein a regent would rule the empire until her children came of age. During his life, Bartimus II had 9 sisters and half-sisters. Bartimus outlived his 6 eldest sisters, leaving 3 potential heirs in the ladies Tyana, Vendelia, and Gythia. In the end, Tyana, the eldest of the 3, was chosen as regent. There are those who condemn Tyana and Selun for what happened next, although, considering the state of the empire at this point, one can hardly blame them. Plans were made by Tyana and Selun to surrender to the Khuzait Khanate, upon the condition that the Vesuvian clan retains ownership of the empire's remaining territory and is permitted all the rights and privileges given to vassals of the Khuzait Khanate. Several weeks of negotiations follow this declaration. Words are said, threats are made, and enormous bribes of gold are offered by the empire. In the end, the Khan accepts the empire's offer of vassalage in exchange for an obscene amount of gold and a marriage between the Khan's second son and Tyana's youngest sister Gythia.
things are stable for a few years after the empire is absorbed by the Khuzait Khanate. However, when the Khan's health begins to fail, the threat of civil war looms. The first and second sons of the Khan both aspire to rule, and both men see the children of Selun as threats to their power. Both make plans to kill Selun and her children. However, the plot of the Khan's second son is betrayed to Selun and Tyana by his wife Jithia. Fearing for their lives, Tyana, Selun, and her children flee the Khanate with a handful of retainers. They travel east into lands beyond Calradia. From there, they are lost to history. The remaining members of the Vesuvian clan marry into several of the noble and royal families of Calradia. Within a century, the Vesuvian name dies out. However, many noble families in Calradia today can trace their lineages back to the family that both forged and lost an empire. I hope you've all enjoyed my series on the Vesuvian dynasty. My goal with this series was to demonstrate how dynasties and empires rise and fall. Most dynasties begin with a cunning and charismatic leader. In this series, we began with Bartimus I, who manages to start with no land or armies, but manages to create the largest nation in Calradia before his death. After Bartimus's death, leadership passes to his sister Alia, who completes the conquest of Calradia. After several years of relative peace, Alia dies. After her death, her nephew, Clodius, becomes emperor. I decided to give Clodius all of the qualities of an ineffectual leader. He was cruel, xenophobic, greedy, and indecisive, which lead to several rebellions and uprisings that eventually cost the empire most of its territory. After Clodius's death, his son, Bartimus II, becomes emperor. Bartimus II is not quite as bad as his father. He tries his best to hold the empire together. However, like his father, he is indecisive. He focuses almost entirely on defense, and even then, only on the defense of his personal fiefs, which causes the empire to lose most of its remaining territory. Anyway, I appreciate all of the likes and comments I've gotten during the last 2 years I've been making the series. Hopefully, my next series doesn't take quite as long to make. See you next time.